Well, I was at a swim meet all day, guys.
Oh,
Sweltering in that sweaty swim.
Were you swimming?
What is everybody? Welcome to the pregame show.
Let's go.
Presented by Miller Lite and live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota Stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Official. Boys, it's time to reset. That last one, that was a glass of cold water.
at a swimming pool at 9 a.m., right?
Yeah, well, that was, well, there you go. But we're diving in today.
Yeah.
In all sincerity, it was great to get, for the Nuggets, like no practice, yesterday, no availability, none of that stuff. Tonight really is a curious one, and I'm excited to see how they bounce back. I think we're going to learn more tonight about the team than we did last night. To help me learn all those things, I got Harrison win.
I'm excited to watch the Nuggets in their first game of the season tonight.
Well, that's right.
0-0. No games played so far. Chance to make a statement tonight.
Chance to make a big statement over here. D-Line Co.
What's up, guys? I've been going through what I've been referring to personally as a crisis of faith over the last 3 or 4 days.
You have been going through it.
That game shook me to my core.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm the homer, the optimist. I gave the most rosy outlook.
Still on the table.
That was the worst I've seen the Denver Nuggets look in.
Since opening night against the Jazz?
No, because there was a reason for that. That was like Jamal was just coming back. It's just like this was the most uninspired first game of the season. I need to see something because like I feel as though I'm at a crossroads as a man.
You really do. We're going to talk more about that here in a second. But now the man who's always on time, Dev.
I just think that it's just stop panicking.
That's right.
Stop panicking. The season starts today.
Yeah.
That was just the real first game of the preseason that kind of counted. And now, you gotta respond. This is a response type of game to get ready for the year. I'm excited. I'm ready for this year.
Nuggets dropped their first game. The Clippers also dropped their first game in heartbreaking fashion, blowing a lead in the fourth quarter to the Phoenix Suns. So they come in also 0-1. When you've got the game notes.
They do come in 0-1. They lost that game in overtime. But I did watch that game.
Me too.
I did too.
James Harden was cooking.
Which
he
is
was damn good in this game.
An absolute recipe for
I don't know if you
disaster.
can call it cook.
I'm with Dev.
He shoots every single time.
Well, they don't
Lost
have
the
anybody
ball.
else to shoot it.
That's why you can't cook.
How would you even know? He doesn't pass the ball anyway.
Also, do you want to know something interesting about Harden? It was the mid-range. Remember how he used to never take mid-range? I don't think he can, it's exhausting to shoot three, step back three after step back three. I don't think he can do it anymore. He kind of cooks at the foul line
He did
now.
not shoot it well from three against the Suns, just 2 of 9, but he was cooking from 2.
Yeah, he was.
Had 29 points in that game. Zubac had 21. Let me just rattle off some stats. Norman Powell had 17. Amir Coffey off the bench with 11. Derrick Jones Jr., who's on the Clippers now, had 12. So they have an interesting team. A few new pieces. Obviously, no Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
No PJ Tucker. He's still demanding a trade. And no Bones Highland, they do have Bones Highland, but he's out of the rotation right now.
Oh, so he might play, though.
Maybe he'll play.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Did you guys see how bad vibes can get for your Nuggets? The Clippers on opening night at home in the Intuit Dome, which they were opening up for the first time ever, did not announce Kawhi Leonard or Bones Highland when they did the introductions of the team. Why?
They couldn't find them.
Couldn't find them. Didn't know where they were.
Where were they?
Bro.
Maybe they were in one of the many different bathrooms at Intuit
That
Dome.
must have been it. They couldn't check all the bathrooms. They were like, I don't
They
know.
didn't have enough time. Too many bathrooms.
That Intuit Dome is amazing.
It really is.
It's cool. I like it.
I'm like super jealous of that spot, except for the team that is in front of them. But my God, that's amazing, man.
$70 parking, though. Do you see that? I mean, that's just LA.
That's LA,
I know,
yeah.
but it still is kind of funny to think $70. It's a lot to.
Yeah, you got to spend a lot of money to just even get out to any of those games. I like their owner. That's what I just love. I love how happy he is during the game. Like that's the thing that I love. Like I wish, that Kroenke was down there
you
going
imagine
crazy, high-fiving
Josh
fans and
Kroenke having
I love that. I really wish that there was
5%
more
of
that.
Steve Ballmer's energy during a game?
Not at all. Well, the funny thing is, the grass is always greener on the other side.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Kroenkes won't spend. He spends as much as he wants.
And then-
they have no personality. They never get. He's all of this. You know what? The Clippers suck. So
I know.
The Clippers are the most soulless team in the NBA, probably.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, here's what Michael Malone said just a couple of minutes ago. He was talking about what the Nuggets can do tonight. better on the offensive end of the floor. And this was an interesting quote. He said, I know everybody's saying make shots, but I feel even before that, I thought our spacing was awful at times.
I love this quote. Is there more to it?
You can riff off that.
So here's what I like about this. When I watch around the association these days and I'm watching all the teams play, every team has evolved into everybody's playing out. It doesn't matter who you are. There's three-point shooter. It doesn't matter. You're spaced out. You catch it. You shoot, and you go with it. And then I look at that. I do think he's right to some degree. Where it's like Denver shooters aren't that bad. You know what I mean? Like they're not.
Well, they have some pretty bad shooters.
Russell Westbrook is that bad, but who else?
I mean, Peyton Watson hasn't done anything to make you guard him even at all.
But there are guys that are Peyton Watson caliber guys that are just like three-point shooters. Why? Not because they can, but just because it's the spacing. It's just like, we need him out there.
But to that, Mike Malone followed up and said, I mean, just getting guys to the corner, opening the court up a bit, using the entire depth of the court and width of the court, getting more organized, especially with our second unit, and allowing Dario to be a part of that offense. Dario Saric, I don't think touched the ball once in the game one.
Yeah.
He had a tough putback.
Yeah.
He did.
He did have an air ball.
The ball
from
fell
three
to him
also.
a few times. It wasn't thrown to him.
Dario has been unjustly maligned.
He looked like
show.
he was hating life.
Well,
in
I
that first
was
game.
hating life.
Yeah.
Well, he was rough defensively, but that's like, I'm telling you, Dario is the ninth man, and there are, sometimes your ninth man is a different guy. It's like, okay, the matchup. That might be the first or second hardest matchup for Dario. So tonight, Dario, I'm interested because, maybe a little bit more of a regular basketball.
For what they signed him for in his role, he's got to be solid. He's got to be more solid. Michael Malone on Peyton Watson today. He said he wants Peyton to keep shooting. He went 0 for
3 or 4 maybe.
0 for 4 maybe from 3. But that he should never finish a game with 0 free throw attempts because of how athletic he is.
I love that challenge, by the way.
I know.
Yeah. It's a good
Does he want him
counter.
to keep shooting threes? Because I don't.
I mean, he does because you have to. This is what I'm saying. But what he's saying is that shouldn't be just that. He was just that. He wants him to take a page out of Christian's book, which is go get to the foul line.
Get to the rim, man.
Yeah, be athletic. By the way, real quick as an aside, do you see Nick Wright's rant the other day about everybody shooting threes? And he had an idea I'd never heard of, which was dunks should also be worth threes. I don't think this would work. It would be kind of silly. But there is something, too. You know what that would get guys doing?
Dunking.
Trying to dunk on each other nonstop, which I would be all for.
Wow. Yeah, you're going to hurt a lot of people
good
doing
idea.
something like that.
I'm in.
Are you?
So
in.
you guys don't play the video. There's on 2K, there's a thing called the theater. And every day they'll have or each week they'll have a new thing. So it'll be like dunks are worth 2, steals are worth 4.
Oh, okay.
It's like that will be that type of. Yeah. But I will tell you, people.
Knowing Adam Silver's thought process, I'm not ruling it out.
You know who would look really good though?
That's not true.
This Clippers team,
Not
Kai
ruling it
Jones
out.
and Derrick Jones. That would be
right.
a good team.
Those guys would get paid a lot.
Giannis would be the best player in the world.
Yoke honestly might lose value. He'd get knocked down to 8th best player because he never dunks.
Final one from Michael Malone. He was asked how to balance Russell Westbrook's preference to play point guard with incorporating him on the floor with Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, who is the point guard at times too. Malone says it's not going to be just the Russell Westbrook show, but I still want Russell to be Russell.
He said Russell?
Yeah.
Michael said Russell.
That's weird, though. You got to let Russ be Russ.
Mike didn't say Russ. Michael said Russell.
Let Westbrook be Westbrook. Let Russell be Russell is weird, man. That's
who is Russell?
Yeah, he's his coach. He's not like let Swaggy P be Swaggy P.
I mean, it's a little different than that, but that's all I got from Michael Malone.
Big game, though. And
also, Kai Jones is coming off the bench for the Clippers, as well as Chris Dunn and Kevin Porter Jr. these days.
That's a very athletic, they got some dogs. I mean, this game, to me, what I saw of the Clippers in night one, and you never know, teams are still figuring out who they are, but what I saw from them was they have James Harden, who gets to be James Harden because everybody else is gone. Norman Powell has to be like the mini James Harden in attack, which, he gets hot sometimes, but whatever. But everybody else is just out there to defend and be long and be super athletic. And I talked about last game, one of my concerns, Dev, are the Nuggets athletic enough? Tonight is another night where they're going to be tested athletically against a long, rangy team.
Yeah, the athleticism that is going to come into play, but it goes to the level of play and how intense they're playing. Nuggets like to slow it down. These other teams are playing faster because they have those athletic guys. So, like, maybe trying to push the pace a little bit. But also, like, if you're not going to beat them in athleticism, beat them in, like, IQ or playing in different ways. You got to play smarter than the other team. Denver has never been the most athletic team or even up there. They've won in different ways. They've won in, like, the ball is popping. They've won with giving the ball to the best player in the league and then working around him. So you just got to get back to like the basics. And right now it's tough because I think so many people are trying to prove themselves or get back into it that they're going away from what their bread and butter is.
Yeah, to me, this game today is really, it's not about the Clippers at all. Like, this is just the Nuggets need to rediscover who they are. They need to find calm. They need to rediscover who we know that they can be, who they know they can be. I mean, the problem with the first game was not only just that nothing seemed to be working. They were super ineffective in almost everything that they tried, but they were also playing like, I think the consensus pick to be the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. Like, so they definitely ran into a buzzsaw, but they certainly didn't rise to the challenge. Like, this is a game that they should, by all rights, win. There's really no reason the Nuggets shouldn't win this game, and it's just for them. It's that they got to rediscover their process and a little bit of their joy. And me too. Give me some joy. I've got almost nothing in life. Give me something.
Well, you do. I do think they have to give the fan base something, and
yes,
we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. What were the pre-game fits like? When
I didn't see.
Well, maybe you didn't
Ever
see
since
it.
the Nuggets stole that shtick from me, I haven't been looking.
Well, maybe the reason you didn't see it, Wind, is because some players around the league are saying pregame fits are on the out, including one Kyle Kuzma. He cites the pressure he and some young players have faced to always buy something new as to the reason he is retiring.
Is this
pregame
NBA
fits.
Central?
We had to check because we thought it might be. It was actually
This is
Bleacher
not a
Report.
You got Centelled.
Bro, I'm telling you, we honestly were like, hold on, is this real? Is this not
can't be
real?
real.
Apparently, it's Bleacher Report coming from Vogue.
Nobody told
He's
you
gotta
to come.
be trolling,
Nobody
man.
said to come looking like Pepto-Bismol. Like, you didn't have to do that. We don't even look at you or think of you as like this fashion icon. So like,
Nobody
it's not
has
on you.
seen Kyle Kuzma walk into a game in 2 years.
That's so true.
He's on the freaking Wizards.
He's on the Wizards. Nobody cares.
He's not on the
The
Lakers
only reason
anymore.
we talk about Kyle Kuzma is because he wears the outfit. You put that pressure on yourself.
He puts it on himself, but there's something interesting to this because we talk. I mean, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. I think it's just the league fits thing is kind of funny, but it is funny that the players do seem to have a pressure for a lot of things that they are bringing on themselves.
I know.
They wanted the extra, like a sort of attention of it, and now it's like, man, there's too much pressure there. It's like nobody cares.
So I'm feeling a lot of pressure to go live after the game, and it's like, don't do that. Like, you're at a strip club.
God,
Like,
don't
don't do
play
that.
my podcast.
No, it isn't. Just quickly, like, it is insane. Like, there's no. If you want to point to what's wrong with the NBA at this moment in time, like, I've never felt more like David Stern.
Dude, we all grew up to become David Stern. It's the weirdest
I'm
thing.
about to mandate that all the players wear suits
Me
walking into
too,
games.
dude.
man.
Me too. I don't like. I can't think of anything I care less
Suits
about
on
than
the planes, too.
men's fashion. Men's fashion,
High
walking,
fashion.
haute couture.
Yeah, they're not wearing just like
they
something
look.
you're
And
like,
every
oh.
time that I get TikToks of guys like rating the fashion, I'm like, they look stupid. They look stupid.
Gail
Wear a
wants us to
suit-
know he
wear
is
a
into it
suit,
very
you'll
much.
look
That's what you were
good.
going to say?
No, I was just gonna say, suits on planes, make flying formal again.
No, sweatpants on
I think
planes.
that's going to be a tough sell to the Players Association, Cal.
Neither here nor there. I think he was just saying for everybody, right? You want everybody wearing a suit on a plane.
Kale wants to go
plane
fully.
is like,
wants
do you
to
know
fully
how
Mad Men.
uncomfortable it is to
Yeah,
fly
no, I
in
can't
a
do
You know
that.
how dumb of an idea that is?
That might be the worst idea.
First
of the
off,
day.
it's just going to get so wrinkled. And then it's the most uncomfortable thing you could wear.
You'll be pissed off on a plane.
They bring over the little bag of nuts. You're in a
Wrinkled.
suit. You're like, this
You
is
get
not
blown
appropriate.
out by 20 in New York, and you got to put on a suit and fly back to Denver.
Let's move on to segment 2, which is the stakes tonight. They feel oddly high for a game number 2. D-Line, I'll let you set the stakes. What are the stakes tonight for the Denver Nuggets?
The stakes are incredibly low.
They are.
I mean, this is the second game of the season. To say anything else would be absurd. It's like trying to pretend that there's like
Is it a must-win game?
that there's a must-win game. It's just, I would like it to go well. I would prefer if I felt positive feelings about the Denver Nuggets going into this season. I think a lot of people feel the same way. The stakes are exquisitely low, but at the same point in time, like, come on, man. Like, be cool. Could you guys just be cool? Like, just be cool. Like, that's how high the stakes are. Be cool, dude.
I think that this game is like medium well with the stakes. I don't think that it's like all the way there.
Bad.
But also, like,
That's true.
there is a lot that's on here. There's a lot. It's like the direction of how you are as a fan this year. It's like, are we in full panic mode or not? Like, because you have time to like fester in it. The sky was falling for a lot of people in that game one because of how bad it looked.
Yeah.
But again, you got the excuse of it was against the Thunder, who were supposed to be, winning the West. What are the expectations for the Clippers right now, especially without Kawhi? I don't think that they're going to be super high with. So, like, if you don't perform well against the Clippers, or like, let's say you lose, it becomes like a panic mode. Where you have to like push the button to like catch up, and then also it's 2 straight games in the West. Like, I really think that there's like things there. So I think while it's not all the way there is like a lot riding on this game.
I'm with Dev. I think this is a really important game, and if they do go 0-2, dropping 2 straight at home, I feel like there's going to be a little panic for sure. And I feel like this team is in a relatively delicate place, to be honest, with Jamal Murray not playing well, with the bench not fitting. So again, it's been one game, but a lot of stuff that went on over the summer. I just feel like there's some stuff that could bubble to the surface if things go awry early. And I'm talking about like internal things within the team. So I think it's very important to get. This will be a great game to get, but I'm a little worried that if they do drop it, some things could snowball.
I'm going to split the difference between these two sides here because I do think the stakes are overall very low and that nothing happens tonight, one way or the other. But I do agree with Harrison that, I became a coward. I was going to take the Nuggets below projection and go really, really low. Part of why that was the case was the vibes with the team. I do worry that there's some like, hey, they got to sort it out. Now, you could sort that out through winning. You could sort that out through one bad loss on opening night. Okay, there's a mountain to climb, and so I hope it doesn't come to that. But I do worry that this Nuggets team is not, at this very moment, as rock solid as some of the other ones in terms of like, is everybody rowing in the same direction, feeling the same feelings, and on the same page? And some of that's natural. It's an NBA season is about building those things. But I do think that this year, maybe more than others, I just get a little nervous about, okay, can things fall apart? But where I think the stakes are very high, extremely high, and in some ways higher than they've ever been on night number 2 or game number 2, is for us. The stakes for us. Dude. And it matters. Basketball, the NBA, the Denver Nuggets are not just a team. They are a collection of all the people that care about the Denver Nuggets and pay the ticket to go watch them and everything else. And those people that make up a majority of the people that are the Denver Nuggets, they need it, man. Yeah. That was a tough one, and they need to feel good.
Yeah, I got to say, low-key, it's always been about me when it comes to the Denver Nuggets. And I love Jokic. He's my favorite person. But at the end of the day, I'm always looking out for number one.
But to balance that out, the stakes with a little optimism here, there are some things to be optimistic about. And I'll start off this one just because mine, maybe it's a little more abstract. I think that the Nuggets are, if you give them the opportunity, will relax. They are just a team that will do that. That's why they don't blow teams out all the time. They'll take a quarter off if they had a good quarter leading into it. The Nuggets this year, it's going to be a climb. I think they have the talent. They have the things there. But I think there is something, too, when they lost on opening night to Utah, there was a little bit of a, hey, man, this isn't just going to become naturally. We're going to have to build towards it. They hit their stride midseason. I don't think the Nuggets can look at this season and say, we've been at this so many times. Let's coast till February, and then we'll pick it up. This might be a year where they early realize we're not doing that. We have to start building who we're going to be right now. And, that could be a reason for optimism is like, hey, no champion gets there without a challenge. The Nuggets challenge might come early, and that might be a good thing.
Well, it could be a good thing because when I look back at last year, I see a team that didn't really improve or change that much throughout the season.
Yep.
They were pretty much the same team at the beginning of the season that they were when the playoffs started, and that was not a good thing, we found out. The cool thing with this year's team is they have the opportunity to get a lot better throughout the season and find out a lot about themselves. And that comes with the young guys, that comes with the starters too. So there's a lot of room for growth, and I think that's exciting. Another optimistic thing is the starters won their minutes against OKC.
They played more than half the game.
Yeah, against a good Thunder starting lineup. That was missing a starter, but still.
a really good starting lineup, and they actually won those minutes in all of the stints they played, which is crazy.
My optimism comes with Christian Braun. That was there was a spotlight on him coming into this year of if he's going to be able to play well, or what it looks like with the spacing. With the spacing last game, it was not a Christian Braun problem. It came in other ways. It came in various ways. But also, they got the looks that they wanted. I like the looks that Denver got. I do think that is by design, but there's going to be nights that they're going to not make shots. That was one of those nights. There's going to be nights that they make shots that's going to shift the defense. Christian Braun not just being a set shooter, that alters the way you defend him because now he's slashing, now he's opening up lanes, now he's finding different ways. So I think that that's an optimistic idea of Christian Braun can adjust and say that he knocks down 1 or 2 threes like last game. That would have been a monster game from him. So I was happy with what I seen from him.
I need to see some more out of Russell Westbrook also. I need to
This
see...
is not optimism, though.
I need to see the... Hold on.
You just reframe that a little.
Let me reframe that.
Yeah.
I believe that Russell Westbrook has what it takes to make the bench a formidable unit for the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
I possess that optimism. It's been hammered into me by the internet, but it's something that I think that actually does exist for the Denver Nuggets. I know that they have the personnel. I do know that they have the personnel. I just need, I want somebody to rise up and take control of that second unit. It's not going to be Jamal. It's never been Jamal. I don't know why it's not Jamal, but it's not. So I am optimistic that we can have a floor general out there that can really stir the drink.
Well, good news is, unlike last game, tonight he's going up against his former team.
Right. Just every game will be his former team. How many teams has he been on?
Washington, Houston, Oklahoma City, LA, and now Denver.
Most of them are in the West, so this will happen a lot.
So this will happen a lot. But in all sincerity, the Thunder, he played against them a million times. This, his last previous stop, there's maybe a little more freshness there. So we'll see what we get. It wasn't all bad last game. We did make some money thanks to Superstar Dev.
I mean, the game was bad,
The
but
game
yes.
was all bad, but the bets, we made money. Our bet segment, our pregame picks are presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use code DNVR365. Deposit $10. Place a bet of $5 to get $200 in bonus bets and a code to get the first 2 months of Altitude Plus, courtesy of Bet365. Must be 21 or older. Physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Dev, take it away.
It's time to make that money. So start this one out. Denver comes into this game as 7.5-point favorites.
It was 8, man. It dropped.
That's a lot. I'm not going to take either line. I'm definitely not going to encourage you guys to take Denver minus 7.5. It's just a lot of points to give.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen it. We just have not seen it. So I would stay away from that one.
Yeah.
Is anyone feeling anything specifically? Would you go with the 7.5? Minus 7.5?
All I will say is that the Nuggets were favored last game and got blown out and are favored by a lot tonight, which tells me that Vegas at least thinks that Denver is not as bad as they looked.
Yep, that makes sense. I'm going to go with under 218.5 on this one. This also has been moving. It started at 220. It's down to 218.5. I'm going to go under. I think the 3-point shooting still does matter. That spacing, it changes a lot. It means something. If you want to talk about a coach that schemes, Tyronn Lue is going to scheme. That is the only thing that he's going to do. So he is going to make it tough. He's going to make it that you have to make threes. And if Denver shots not falling, I think that's when the under comes into play. So I'm going to go under 219.
Locked in.
On the Clippers side of things, let's just not waste any time. If we didn't have a graphic or if we wasn't titled DNVR Nuggets on Twitter, I would have this as a lock. But I'm not trifling. So I'm just going to tell you guys on here to make money. Over 23.5 points for James Harden. You could bet the house on that one.
Son of a biscuit.
He took 28 shots last game. He's going to take 28 shots today.
How's James Harden, though? It was a Friday night last night. It's a matinee game.
It's
in
Denver, bro. There's only one place to go, and there was another shooting there very recently.
That's true. You're right. That last part, maybe.
Just the way, how many times they shoot, and the way that the team wants them to shoot.
There's only one place to go.
Yeah, 23.5 is
And
way
it's
too
in
low.
Cherry Creek.
All right,
believe
James
it.
Harden's going off. We got it. It's cool.
Glendale.
I like Zubac also.
He always goes off.
23.5 points
In the
plus
same
rebounds.
shopping center as Target.
It's too low. It's the push. Yeah, I mean, he plays well in these type of spots. I'm going to go over there.
I'm going to go over on that one, too. That's a good
Denver.
bet.
The Nuggets need spacing, and that is with the 3-ball. The Nuggets' best three-point shooter, Michael Porter Jr., and he's getting more shots up. He's going to knock down the threes. Over 2.5. I think that he has a big game from deep. I think he's going to hit like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I do too.
Might as well get the over 2.5.
Should I take
a low
4?
number.
Should I take 4?
Every time you ask that, it never goes well.
All right,
Take
well,
3.
guess what we're doing? We're
Okay.
going with 4, baby. Let's
I'm
go.
going to go over. I'm also adding Christian Braun to make one as a same-game parlay add-on.
Wow.
I just placed this same game parlay. You and I are of one mind. We are of one couch and one mind.
It's good. It's good. We're on the same page.
So
That
he's
means
going to hit a
everyone
3?
thinks
Is that what you're
it.
saying?
I think
I'll
he's
just
gonna
add-
hit a 3.
I'll add that on there.
Okay.
To stick with Christian Braun, this is also leg 2 of my parlay that we're putting together. I'm going with his points plus rebounds at 13.5. He's finishing around the rim, and that's what alters. That changes everything. He's also a force on the boards because he's always around. It's not like he's just settling at the three-point line. He's moving. So 13.5 is just too low. They're going to leave him open. He's going to make him pay. So I like that.
Okay.
Another bet that stands out is Aaron Gordon on the boards. He rebounded well last game. It was pretty much the only thing I felt like he did well in that last game. I think this is a bounce-back spot for him. 5.5 rebounds is too low. He's going against those young, athletic Clippers defenders. I think he's going to battle on the boards. Murray's shot isn't falling, and he didn't respond in a monster way like I was expecting. The only way up for him right now is to just make some shots.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not
Can
taking
I
it.
add something to Murray's night? There's something else going on tonight.
UFC, right?
There's a big UFC fight tonight. Does that change your thought process at all?
It actually makes this bet a little bit easier because that means that it's still going to be going on because it started just now.
Right.
The pay-per-view, by the time the game's done, he's going to be watching in the presser. If he elects to do the presser.
That's when the main event is scheduled for.
So you know what? I'm sticking with this. Murray under 19.5 points.
no way.
Bro, this is
really?
the worst betting segment we've had.
What?
Pro
We're
Joe
going
James Harden,
under?
anti Jamal Murray.
Oh, God. What? Come on, dude. No way. I'm taking, you know what? I have my own bet. Over on Jamal. 19.5.
You want to hear my same game parlay?
Hold on, I got to
Hold
do
on,
the lock.
he's got a
I'll
lock.
go with the
All right.
lock. The lock is Aaron Gordon, points, rebounds, and assists.
I'm in.
I think he's going to do a little bit of everything in this one. It's 21.5. I just think this is a monster game for him that he has to have. He really does have to respond, so I'm going to go with the over there.
I'm locked in.
Do we have it?
This is just
Okay.
one I personally put together right now. I've got a 3-leg same game parlay. The first 2 legs walk along with Dev because again we are linked in body and soul. Michael Porter Jr. 2+3 threes made. Christian Braun over 0.5 threes made, and then the kicker, the sweetener, Russell Westbrook over 4.5 assists. I love
like
it.
that.
There were no
What
point.
is your money on that?
What is my what?
What value do you get on that?
Plus 325.
I like that bet.
That's a
I
good
like
bet.
that
I
What's
think
the
it's
hardest part of that? I think it's the CB3. But he's going to get wide open looks.
He's gonna
man.
have, he's gonna get wide open looks. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Russell Westbrook, the Nuggets scored no points last game, and he still got 5 assists.
Yeah, it's a good point. I like it. I like that. Plus money?
Plus, not plus money, plus 325.
All right, there you go. All right, Nuggets Clippers. We are doing a watch along tonight.
Yes, we are.
As in this afternoon. Right now, in fact, right
Yeah.
after this. So head
Still
on
light
over
out.
there.
You can
Watch the game with us. It might be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Eric might walk off the set, not the set, the company.
You might watch me. You might watch me become a hockey guy in real time.
in real time. Hey, now we're going to have some fun. Head on over there, guys, and we'll see you on the other side.